Chris Cuomo. So this is the next part of the Andrew Cuomo playlist, the Andrew Cuomo Scandal What Happened playlist. And I know it's been about a month or two since I've done a video about it. That's okay. But I got a doozy one for you. I got a good one. So this is around Chris Cuomo. So, just to recap, Andrew Cuomo hid the numbers of the nursing home deaths. And first, he actually put COVID patients into nursing homes so that they wouldn't be in the hospitals, caused 10 to 15,000 deaths, then covered up the numbers, then lied about the numbers. Then he got a book deal about it. Then after that, he created a liability shield for the hospitals and the nursing corporations in the budget bill for April. Then he gets a book deal, and then he prioritizes his family and friends for the vaccines or for the testing kits when nobody else in New York could get them. And then he signs his multi-million-dollar book deal, and he wouldn't say how much he was making off of that book deal. Everything corrupt about this man, right? So, Chris Cuomo was, according to the Washington Post, helping out his brother on strategy calls. So what was happening was he was getting on calls with his brother that extended to his brother's staff, that expanded to his communications team, and it expanded to they also expanded to his outside lawyers. And what he would do is he was helping them strategize how the governor could get past these, revelations and supposed allegations of supposed sexual assault or sexual misconduct. I don't really buy it, but that's another story. And this is against journalists. Like this, you can't. So you're not supposed to be doing this as a journalist at all. Okay, now, this is coming as last April, Chris Cuomo had Andrew Cuomo on his show, because that's his brother. Come on, brother, come on, we get your meatballs. Get that ticket on the show, huh? Anyway, I should not be doing a New York accent in New York, but he had him on his show, and they were doing a little dance and talking about spaghetti and meatballs on Sundays and the size of their nostrils and all of that. And he was helping to bolster his brother's image. And then now that he's in hot water, he's like, I can't cover it. CNN might cover it, but I just can't cover it because I can't remain objective. If you can't remain objective now, you shouldn't have covered him in the first place. Or what you should have done is not covered him at all. Because, look, people are going to say, oh, Jason and all these other people that have posted on Twitter, he's just counseling his brother. What's the big deal? I get it. I mean, look, I definitely get that, right? But his advice is worth millions. Here's the thing. One-on-one with your brother, I still think it's inappropriate. But, okay, fine. But when it extends to his staff in the governor's mansion, his communications team, outside legal team, and everywhere else, the communications team, you're now entering propagandist territory. You're providing advice to your brother. The advice he's giving them is worth millions and millions and millions of dollars. Chris Cuomo, he knows what people will react to, what they want, and what they will approve of, and what they don't. That's why you shouldn't do it. It's worth so much money. And he's getting all these resources, like the testing kits, like the vaccines, and like everything else. And he's taking away state resources from everybody else. This is journalistic integrity, not. And by the way, this has put journalists in a bad spot. If you're working for CNN and they're a corrupt organization, and every journalist there is, but if you are if you're not a very big journalist there, maybe you're just a producer, maybe you're an editor, maybe you're just a guy getting people's coffee, maybe or not even that, maybe you're the guy who's helping the bigwigs there create these stories. You're now going to be seen as even more with little integrity, no journalistic integrity, because you're being put in a bad spot. And Chris Cuomo's like, oh, I'm not going to do it again. This is a bad mistake. Da, da, da. He's still doing it. So now, back in April, by the way, CNN And Cuomo reached a multi-million dollar contract to extend his contract at CNN. So what does this tell you? Last piece of this, right? It tells you CNN doesn't care about journalism. They don't care that Chris Cuomo did something he wasn't supposed to. Chris Cuomo's not going to face the consequences. They don't give a damn. What they care about is the ratings. Because they feel, hey, Chris Cuomo is the only guy that's going to get the ratings that he is. And by the way, this is the lowest rated, one of the lowest rated CNN primetime shows. So, like, after, oh my God, Trump, oh my God. Now Trump is gone. It's like, no one's watching Chris Cuomo. He's suffering horribly. But they're like, no one's going to get the ratings he is, so we're going to keep him here because he's getting higher ratings. When if it was someone else, or let's say if it was still him, but he wasn't getting any of the ratings, he would be out like that. But then again, you've got the governor who would influence the media, who would influence CNN headquarters in New York. Or I think it's Atlanta, Georgia. But he would definitely bully them and say, no, you're not going to get rid of my brother. And my brother going to stay there. Yeah, get the ticket, huh? Anyway, wow, I gotta stop. But there you go. No journalistic integrity. And Andrew Cuomo's scandal is getting worse. And Chris Cuomo is trying to help him, give him advice and all that. And by the way, he's still trying to serve up a nice platitude sandwich, a nice platform, just a platter of bullcrap about his brother on CNN.